really dislike when people are like, you can clearly tell that they do not want to be there, but they're there for the benefits of being present. That's it. You go to somebody's birthday, but you stay off in the corner all the way back there the whole time. The host has to come talk to you. Why did you come here? You're like it's so weird. To me, it's so weird, bro. It's just like, I understand that you're not obligated to just talk to, but I'm just like, come on, bro. You came here, you knew that this was a social environment, and then the only time that they leave the corner, oh, we got round of shots going, everybody gonna get a cup. They would cheers, yeah, cheers, clink, and then they do this. They're off the grid immediately. So what are you doing here? Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. It's the man GitzCuddy was happening, and today or tonight, once again, this is just another continuation. I'm gonna just wrap this up. Intro real smooth, but we got what TF is the Gen Z stare. Wow, I can't read. Yep, see, you already know it's time for bed. Let's see, it's by the Duck. I've heard this term a couple times. I actually heard it from one of my older sisters because they are millennials. I'm Gen Z. I was born 99, and I did not know about this until they brought it up to me. But based on how they described it, it's kind of just like where you just be like, excuse me, burped. It's kind of where you just be like spacing out on somebody. Like, I know that it's like, I think as far as I know, it's where people will sit there and they'll just stare you in your soul when you say something outrageous. Or to me, it sounds kind of like, you know, people are real antisocial nowadays. So to me, it kind of sounds like people like, I like to strike up random convo with people. Like, say if we're waiting in line, I'm like an old man when it comes to that shit. Like, oh, we waiting in line for something. I'll just be like, yeah, man, how you doing? It's pretty sunny outside. And people will just be like, I'm good. And then just look away. Like, so that seems to me to be about the stigma. So I'm gonna just let the Duck explain to us, and let's
Okay,
get
so
to
within
it.
the last few days of my For You page, all I've been hearing about is this Gen Z stare. Dog, what
Right.
the hell is the Gen Z stare? I'm in Gen Z
Right.
myself, and I still don't understand this shit at all. Like, I'm not a 42-year-old kid like some of you say. Like, I'm actually in Gen Z. But according to the AI overview, which obviously isn't the best source ever, I know, but the Gen Z stare refers to a
That's
perceived
crazy.
emotionless, emotionless gaze.
Hold
And
on,
some
hold on. Wait.
observe in
I can't read that fast. I'm not in school anymore, dude. Okay. The Gen Z stare refers to a perceived lack of social engagement and direct eye contact from some members of Generation Z, often interpreted as a blank or vacant expression, especially in service or social interactions. It's been described as a deer in the headlights look or a non-response to social cues, and that's, I heard some distracted me, and has sparked debate about communication styles, workplace awkwardness, and the impact of technology on social skills. So it's a little bit of both of what I was thinking it was, or well, at least of what I was explained, or you know, to some degree, it falls within that bracket.
motionless gaze
Got
that
you.
some observe in younger individuals, particularly within the Gen Z demographic. So yeah, according to the AI overview, it's like this deer in the headlights type of thing. For example, that one King Von anti-piracy screen stare that went viral. But something a little bit less menacing than that. Something a little more oblivious looking. And that happens to me. I get deep in thought.
Right.
I zone out. I'm just on goddamn autopilot. And
Bro, all these like traumatized pictures, bro. Get these off.
During a 6-hour shift. And I would just be so tired, I just disassociate for a second. And then the other 50% of the internet thinks it's more like this. And this has turned into a whole war. Okay, war is a crazy word for it, but debate on TikTok. And that's why when...
That's one thing about being Gen Z that I don't like to claim, is that everything is a crazy statement. Everything is ayo, everything is glazing, everything is hating. You can't make a comment about a damn thing at all. You can say somebody like, oh yeah, you know what, I like how he edits his video. Oh bro, you're over here glazing, bro. You just do like, bro. But then if you say something like, oh yeah, bro, what was that transition? That was crap. I could definitely tell you was rushing when you edited. Oh yeah, this hating that nigga, like, bro. Like, shut.
So viral because it became a whole debate on what this thing actually meant. But here's the first example of what people think the Gen Z stare is.
Hi,
Okay.
welcome in. How is everyone tonight? can I get you started with something
Yeah,
to drink?
this is the one that I'm feeling right here.
And it's just blank.
Like,
They
can you give at least a 1 or 2 word response, please? Like, why are you just sitting here staring? Like, I really don't like it, especially at work, because it's not even necessarily Gen Z people that are always doing it. It's just a thing, like, socially. And it's like, bro, can you give me a response, please? And you'll notice this at a lot of white collar jobs, like, because they're trying not to, everybody has this mask on in white collar. So it's just like, they got to make sure that they give you the most PC answer possible because they're trying to protect some image that they're preserving. I understand the professional aspect of being in a work environment, but bro, it comes a point, like, if you ask anybody in like them kind of environments, unless you're talking to like the boss or like it's behind closed doors, you ask them like, hey, I need this paperwork filled out. Somebody requested that they need this signed off or whatever. Can you do that? I'm not too sure. I might have to, like, can you just answer? Like, bro, come on. Oh, I mean, when they get to doing all that buffering and computing and all that, I just be like, look, bro, it's a yes or no question, and I'll be out of your face as soon as I get an answer, and I'll figure it out from there. But then I'm not too sure. Just basically whatever, whoever the higher up is, ask them. Okay, thank you. And I just leave. We could have skipped 30 seconds of loading time, but you want to sit here and stammer. Like, come on, dude.
They think we are
Wake
that
up.
socially inept,
Like
to the
this
point
right
where
here.
we don't even respond at all. Yeah, man, we're
It
just gonna
feels
say
like
nothing.
that.
It's totally realistic. Like, you seriously act like we can't even order a burger. Dog, what are we talking about? Like, yes, Gen Z sucks at socializing. I'm willing to admit that. But I'm not willing to admit I can't order a burger at a restaurant. Like, this is literally an exaggeration. There is no way.
It
that
is, I ain't gonna lie,
exact
I'm
Gen
like...
Z stare that everyone is talking about. Because when the is this happen? Like, I'm pretty sure we can all respond when it comes time to...
I'll give you my scenario of how this happened. Me and my dad, we went to the mall because we was looking for some clothes. We had a family shoot. This was a couple years ago. We had a family photo shoot because we haven't taken one in probably like 12 years at this point. And we get in there, the mannequin has on a jacket that my dad was like, okay, I'm gonna get that for part of the outfit. We asked the nearest person, the nearest clerk, whatever you want to call them, that's on the floor in the clothing stores, the ones with the walkie-talkie and the headphone and all that stuff. And we're like, yo, hey, how's it going? I'm good. Like, you supposed to be asking me, first off, you supposed to be asking me, don't you work here? Don't you greet customers, money? But anyway, so proceed to asking like, hey, do you guys got this in an extra large? That's pretty tall. Or like standard tall. He need an extra large, and the guy just like, I'm not. I can ask my manager. Like, nigga, do you? The only way I can give him a pass is if you just started working here, and at that point, you should probably still be shadowing one of your coworkers so you can get a feel for how this goes. But nigga, like had a that's a Raven experience on a nigga. Like he was just like. I can ask my manager. We're like, or actually the mannequin is wearing the size that we need. And we just pull the one off the manager. Nigga froze up again. And it started to irritate me because I'm just like, nigga, just answer the question and we'll leave you alone. And you don't have to give a long answer. Just be like yes or no, or let me check, instead of offering to, I can ask my manager. If you think your manager has the answer, why don't you just go like, hold on, I'll be back, let me ask somebody who knows, and that'll be it. That'll solve so many problems and it'll end the interaction faster. I know some people are like socially anxious, so this is just like we're holding you captive, but it's like, bro, this could be over so quick. You just have to work with me for a brief moment and we will be done, okay? And your captivity will be concluded. Very simple.
Order a burger, because if there's dialogue inputs that are required, we're all responding. They act like it's our first day on Earth. Like, seriously, bro, what? All right, this has to be a troll. There's no way. Never mind. It says, stop deliberately misinterpreting this. It might not be all of them, but it's majority of Gen Z customers. Majority of Gen Z, last time I checked, is in their 20s. But yeah, we got brain dead comments on this video saying Gen Z is about to be in the comments saying, I
I just don't want to talk to you. Meanwhile, they're at a restaurant where talking to people is required. Whoever posted this, thank you, because say the same thing about social engagement, like stuff like parties or kickbacks, birthdays, etc. I did really dislike when people are like, you can clearly tell that they do not want to be there, but they're there for the benefits of being present. That's it. You go to somebody's birthday, and of course, if you don't know the whole friend group, you're not gonna know everybody. But you stay off in the corner all the way fucking back there on your phone the whole time. The host has to come talk to you. Hey man, how are you doing? Oh man, yeah, shit, I'm just chilling, right? Yeah, you want a drink or anything? Oh, no, I'm kind of cooling, bro. And then you just stay there in the. Why did you come here? Like it's so weird. To me, it's so weird, bro. It's just like I understand that you're not obligated to just talk to niggas, but I'm just like, come on, bro. You came here. You knew that this was a social environment, and then the only time that they leave the corner is if somebody else they know is there, maybe. And then, or if it'd be like, oh yeah, we got round of shots going, everybody go and get a cup. They'll cheers. Yeah, cheers. Clink. And then they do this. They're off the grid immediately. So what are you doing here? You could have just got a bottle, or even the small one. You don't even got to get a whole one. You could have got some shooters from the gas station. You could have got anything, but you wanted to come here and I just don't feel like talking to people. Why did you come somewhere where you're going to be talking to? Like, you know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense.
Meanwhile, they're at a restaurant where talking to people is required. Is this a joke, bro? Like, I swear, this whole video's gotta be rage bait. Because there's no way you think Gen Z, all of Gen Z, or no, sorry, majority of Gen Z customers are like this. Like, people are really trying to make it worse than it actually seems. Like, no one's trying to be nonchalant and aura farm at a goddamn restaurant. Like, we just want to get our food and go. With the average Gen Z interaction, this shit is not happening, bro. I'm sorry. It's just not. And not everyone in Gen Z is a terminally online gremlin that doesn't even step outside at all. Well, obviously, Gen Z did not resonate with.
I'm just saying. Just saying. A lot of these people are very interesting and strange creatures.
This at all. So they didn't think this was the actual stare, and instead thought it was the second example. That's not how you bag, honey. What are you doing?
Like, this right here makes sense to me.
My God.
That right there would make sense to me. Like, you come in heckling me, like, leave me alone, okay? I would really love to be left alone. Just leave me alone. Don't be heckling me. I'm trying to bag your stuff so you can get the hell on, so you can go home and get to cooking or whatever the hell you got planned. That is a high IQ skill right there. Anytime somebody is antagonizing for a bull reason, you just hit them with the, like, oh, that's not gonna work. Ma'am, you have two options. Well, those options don't work for me. Like, what do you want me to do? Just spawn another one? You have two options, and I gave them to you already. What else do you want me to do?
Most people would use the Gen Z stare and just stare at them blankly. Because in this scenario, I would be so done. I just would want to stop existing. So I would just go deer in the headlights mode for the rest of the interaction. I don't even care. Let's make it awkward because you want to pull up all aggressive and shit. So this is definition 2 that people have coined the "are we dead ass" stare. Or you say like, are you being for real right now in your head?
Yeah,
and I mean,
exactly.
Customer service workers just go through hell the entire day at some places. It's either you're super busy for the entire day, or it's just straight tumbleweeds. And you know, on those busy days, you might happen to deal with some idiots. Or you might be having a rough day already. Something stupid just sets you off. But you don't want to get fired at the same time. Because that's what really the second definition really encapsulates. Try not to get fired challenge impossible. But yeah, I don't know. In other cases, I know this might be a head move, but look, sometimes I don't even want to respond to people. I just can stare at them. Not for basic social interaction. Like, obviously, if they're being a nice person, like, I will respond to them. But if they're being all passive aggressive and in my face, I'm not responding to you. If you pull up to the counter and you're like, hey, I don't think I have to respond to you. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna stare at you, bro. And if there's some
I think the more compy attack of what you can do in said situation where somebody comes up aggressive, do not escalate with them. That's it's either you hit them with the, don't hit them with the Gen Z stare, because they're gonna do this to you. They're gonna think that you're being stupid, right? What you do is you do like, I'm buffering. Hold on. You let them continue to rage, but do not escalate with them, and they will have no choice but to bring themselves down to you, to where you are. Like if they're up here, oh, I want it back this way, like he was saying in the grocery store, I want it back this way. Why are you doing it like that? You'd be like, oh, ma'am, this is just how we do it at the store. But you're bagging it wrong, and I wanted to have this on the top, and my drink is all the way at the bottom. I was gonna drink that in the car. Ma'am, I can rebag this if you like, but this is typically the protocol that we use, and I can grab your drink out if you wanted to drink it in the car. Would you like me to grab it for you? Well, yeah. Could you grab it for me? Yeah, there you go. Problem solved. That works 90% of the time. That other 10% is where they keep trying to get you to lash out. And it's a combination of, they're either going to keep trying to get you to lash out because they're irritated and, misery loves company, or it's going to be like they want to make it seem like they sunned you. On top of that, they'll be like, yeah, thank you. Like they just like they just hoed you into doing what they wanted. Like you're just trying to get them up out of there. That's the win. The real win is concluding the interaction. That is the W. It's not, oh, I had to stand up and get get back at them. No, just like, look, bro, I gave you the two options, ma'am. Would you like this or that? Well, what about those, ma'am? I offered you this or that. You have to choose between this or that. We do not have those here. I guess I'll go with this. Okay, ma'am. Here you go. Problem solved. They will leave. They will leave you alone. It is over. Done. Sound like a good plan? I think it works.
That I have to do that are required, then I'm gonna do the bare minimum. That's it. Just to get you out of my face. And obviously, customer service is not the most friendly place ever. And that's where people think this, quote, Gen Z stare occurs the most. Sometimes people might look at you like this, but it's gonna happen. The third definition that I've been seeing going around is that they're on the customer service side, and they say nothing at all. Happened to be a couple times. Went up to a cashier, I said, how's it going? They said nothing. What do you want me to do? Cry about it on TikTok? No, I kept it pushing, bro. I could just tell they were tired. They're going through some shit. Whatever. They're in customer service. I could tell how they're doing just by their lack of response. And there's
Look,
also...
You chose to work here. I understand not every day is the greatest, and some days are harder than others. I have worked customer service, and I understand. I am a little bit more of a easygoing, happy-go-lucky type nigga though. So it's like this is like a lot of shit does not faze me. It is very difficult to move me. But other than that, bro, it's just like you work here. You chose to work here. You do not have to continue to work here. Like I made a short about that actually, and I bought a protein shake, right? And I was not greeted. He basically hit me with a, and then I had to initiate the entire interaction. It was just like that nigga was like he was a shop clerk in a video game where when you start talking to him it just says dot dot dot, and then you have options right here. And then after the interaction is done, he does not tell you have nothing. It was literally like this, bro. I walk in, man, that motherfucker, I'm just like, yo, what's up, man? Like I walk up to the counter, and he literally is just sitting there looking at me like this, like, hold up, like standing up. He's looking at you like, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And so back to me. I'm gonna be having the such and such. It was whatever the chocolate option was, protein in it. He goes, flips the iPad. Do you really think I'm gonna offer you an extra additional tip and you didn't even do your fucking job, my nigga? This is what people are talking about with this Gen Z stare shit. I don't know what age that man was. He was probably relatively close to Gen Z if he wasn't, but after that, I'm like, I almost was like, bro, I don't even want it no more, because you didn't even attempt to sell it to me. You didn't even attempt to offer it to me. You just sat there and let me run dialogue like this is self-checkout, my nigga. Like, that's crazy as hell. That's real crazy, bro. And so then after that, I ordered, like, I still bought it because I was like, I gotta try it out. I want to see if it's good. Literally hands me the cup, goes back in the back of the store. Like, nigga, oh my, just call out. Just call out. Some people are so avoidant. They're like, nigga, if you do not want to be here today, nobody's forcing you to come in unless you ain't got no time left or if you on your last straw. Nigga, call out. Don't do this to people. Like, come on. I'm trying to be neutral here, but some of these takes is just not taken.
I'm going through literal hell right now. Customer service is not for the weak. If I'm in a bad mood and there's no required dialogue, I'm not saying shit, bro. Like, we all have bad days. We're not perfect AI robots who are gonna have the perfect response every time. It's just a part of life. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're genuinely heated about this, there's some dialogue in.
Just keep it short. That's all. Not non-existent. Just keep it short, not non-existent.
That are required, then yes, you're gonna have to say shit. And you know, every time I've interacted with a Gen Z worker, they've done their job, and that's all that's really required, to be honest. And you know, they might say, nice weather we're having today, and you just get a blank stare. Keep it pushing. Sometimes people might not answer you. Like, whatever, dude. Like, that's happened to me when I was a cashier. I said, how are you? And I got no answer. Or sometimes we might do it by accident and just up. Like, we're all human. Like, whatever. Because sometimes you're not gonna get the greatest customer service of all time, as long as they're not rude to you. They really act like it's the end of the world.
That low-key is, that is poor, like, to a degree, that is poor manners, though. Like, being, like, how I was raised, when people speak to you, you don't have to have a whole conversation with them, but like, hey, what's up? You don't just fucking do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just an act of, it's common courtesy, bro. That's all it is. It's not like a whole thing where it's like, oh my god, this person's talking to me and they expect me to respond. Like, nigga, just say, like, I'm chilling. Typically, if you ask how are you, or like if somebody says how are you doing, you're like, I'm good. If you don't ask I'm good, how are you, then usually they don't want to talk. That's a very big indicator. Like, I don't want to keep yapping. There's only 2 minutes left, but it's just like, come on, dude. This is normal.
At all. And another thing I've been seeing about this is how, I guess, people complaining or making fun of how we process shit super slow. And sometimes this does happen to me, to be honest. And honestly, who the fuck cares? Like, there should be no time limit on how fast you respond. Like, that's just stupid. And they, of course, they act like we take years to respond. And sometimes
remotely, if I'm asking a simple question, you take all day, this is what it looks like from a regular eye. So that's why, hey, how's it going? You look like that right there.
like, come on, dude. Years to respond. And sometimes people might need those couple extra seconds to process what you just said. Like, obviously shit happens. Like, they're not gonna be always alert and awake all the time. The Gen Z stare hits different when you're just trying to order food.
Hi, how are you? Can I get a kid's cheeseburger Happy Meal with no onions? My daughter has like this weird onion allergy, so I just want to make sure those aren't on there. And a
Miss Karen, you were talking a little bit too much. Just say without the onions. They're not gonna ask you why you don't want onions. Just be like, without the onions.
Right to drink, please.
Like, yeah, why are you buffering, bro?
Okay.
Like, just be like, all right,
let's
bet.
Just be totally honest, all right? This is 1 in a million chance of this happening. I guarantee
it's really not. It happens more often than you think.
With for their order happened to.
No shots at the duck, but I believe that he doesn't believe that it's that big of a deal because he's owned it himself that he does this often. But when you're on a different wavelength, when you don't do this often, when you interact with it, it's really taxing. That's why. So it's just like, bro, why are you like? Don't you work like?
To have like a 2-second pause or something like that. And obviously they're gonna think it took forever, and so of course they're exaggerating it, making it into a TikTok. So this shit did not happen. Top 5 things that never happened, this right here. I don't know, is this a trend to just shit on overtired retail workers? I don't know, probably is at this point. It's more of like a retail stare because I get so tired after a long day when I'm on my last hour of the day. Okay, so it's a day later. Obviously didn't really think this whole Gen Z stare thing was a big deal, but apparently it was because this happened. Yesterday, it made it on Fox News.
No way.
Is it like a slow news day? This isn't that important. This is why it's on this channel, The Duck. This is not the most important political takes of all time on here. It's just me explaining internet culture. That's it. But the funny thing is, I don't watch the news. So how do I know it's on the news? Well, I sat down at the dinner table yesterday, and the first words out of my dad's mouth were, have you guys heard of this Gen Z stare? And my mind just exploded. There is no way this made it on the news. It can't be this important. Come on, guys.
You gotta really...
Let's be for real right now. How did this air on national television? But yeah, what can you take from this video? If I was a viewer outside looking in, holy unemployment, that's what I would say. The Gen Z stare can be used in multiple different contexts. And most of the time, it appears when dealing with a rude customer, a dumb customer, or you've just had a long day, and you just stare off into space. But watch this video right here, all about TikTok.
So, honestly, this is what I would say. I've already kind of addressed it in the beginning of the, or not even beginning, somewhere along the way in here. Just make it brief and please respond. Doing this, staring off into space or acting like it's like a difficult, don't act like we just asked you a difficult question. Coming from the quick processing side of social interaction, like there are times where like some stuff doesn't click, but for it, as often as I've seen it myself being 25, it's just like, bruh, y'all really do. We like, I hate being one of them people that's like, maybe the older generations are onto something, but bro, hearing how he was just saying that, like after a long day at customer service, you're exhausted. That's understandable. Work can be very draining, but bro, if it happens too often to me as a fellow Gen Z, to where I'm just like, bruh, it's crazy. Just respond like, you don't have to be extra like instantaneous chat GPT with it, but you just gotta like just say something and keep it brief. Like that one with Karen when she was giving this long ass drawn out, oh yeah, no onions, my kid has this weird the onion allergy and this and this and this and this. It took for like 8 seconds, and then she was like, okay. Like you could have just like along that way, you're probably typing it in like as she's talking. So can I get this one? Yeah, sure. Is there anything else you need? Simple as that, bro. That's a Raven Vision action going on. That doesn't need to be going on, bro. It's very quick and easy. And a lot of old generations are better at socializing. It's just that their social parameters had less rules. So they're expecting for us to be like at the same pace, but not as rigorous, if that makes sense. But with that being said, I think that will be it for my reacting tonight. I feel like hopping on schedule 1. If I play it, but y'all will see whether or not I do. So I'll hit y'all later, man, and y'all have a good night, bro. Peace.